She was 15, just a kid. And in that moment, surrounded by voices trying to mold her into someone she wasn't, she looked like she wanted to disappear. It was supposed to be a joyful evening. Family gathered in my fiancé's hometown, laughter echoing off kitchen walls, wedding plans being tossed around with wine glasses and casual smiles. But when the topic shifted to bridesmaid dresses, I watched the light drain from her face. Her mother's voice cut through the chatter like a blade. "It'll be nice to see you dressed like a girl for once." The room chuckled. She didn't. I remember that kind of silence. I lived it once. When I was her age, I was the tomboy. Baggy jeans, baseball caps, scraped knees from playing rough with the boys. I remember the sting when relatives would sigh and say, "You'd be so pretty if you just brushed your hair once in a while." I remember shrinking in my skin that night, sitting across from her. This kid who barely knew me, who I'd only met a handful of times. I saw myself, and I knew I couldn't stay quiet. See, I had asked her to be a bridesmaid. It wasn't some grand gesture. I just thought it'd be a nice way to bond. She was the only niece or nephew in the family. She seemed cool, a little guarded, but cool. And now, here she was, cornered by expectation, being pushed into a version of femininity that didn't belong to her. Her mom wanted a makeover. Her grandma chimed in, talking about brushing hair, dressing nicer, more ladylike. It wasn't casual teasing, it was pressure. Heavy, quiet, suffocating pressure. So I spoke up. I said, "Actually, my maid of honor isn't wearing a dress either. She's wearing a suit. A gorgeous, tailored trouser suit. I told all the bridesmaids they can wear whatever they want, as long as it matches the wedding color." Her eyes lifted, just slightly, but it was enough. I pulled out my phone, scrolled through saved images. "Here," I said. "Look, jumpsuits, tuxedos, culottes, whatever makes you comfortable. Honestly, you could wear jeans and trainers if that's your thing. It's a wedding, not a fashion show." She didn't say anything, but she smiled. It was small, almost shy. The kind of smile you give when someone sees you, really sees you, for the first time. But her mother? Her mother looked at me like I'd just shattered her dream. Later that night, she pulled my fiancé aside, said I was overstepping, asked him to talk to me, to convince me to put everyone in dresses. That way, her daughter would have to wear one. "Make it a rule," she said. "Control, masquerading as tradition." He came to me, awkward, caught in the middle. Said he didn't care what anyone wore, but didn't want drama at the wedding. Didn't want tension. Didn't want his family upset. And I get it. I do. No one wants family drama on their wedding day, but I also know what it's like to be 15 and told that you're only acceptable when you fit the mold, that your comfort doesn't matter, that your identity is negotiable for the sake of appearances. This wasn't just about a dress. It was about dignity. She was already so quiet, already folding into herself like she was trying to take up less space. And they wanted her to smile in a dress she hated so they could feel better, so they could pretend she was the girl they wanted. I wasn't having it. Not then. Not now. Not ever. And maybe I should have kept the peace. Maybe I should have smoothed it over. Said, "It's just one day, one outfit, one photo." But I remembered how it felt when someone finally stood up for me. So I didn't change the rule. I didn't send an apology text. I didn't cave. I let my niece know the offer stood. Whatever she wanted, in the wedding color, was fair game. Pants, tux, suit, hell, sneakers if that's what made her feel like herself. And then I waited for the fallout. Her mom stopped responding to my messages. My fiancé's phone lit up with passive-aggressive comments about respect and family values. But my niece? A few days later, she texted me. A short message. "Thanks. I like the navy jumpsuit you showed me." That was it. No emojis, no fanfare. Just the first time she'd ever messaged me directly. And I knew this wasn't just about the wedding. This was about giving her permission to breathe. I wasn't her parent. I wasn't trying to undermine anyone's authority. I was just trying to show a teenage girl that her comfort mattered, that her identity was valid, that someone in the room was paying attention. Because this world already tries to tell girls how they should look, dress, act. Add in a family that doesn't understand you. You grow up thinking you're the problem. I didn't want her to feel like the problem. Not at my wedding. Now the big day is approaching. My maid of honor is still wearing her trouser suit, sharp and stunning. A few other bridesmaids are choosing jumpsuits. Everyone's happy. Everyone's comfortable. Except maybe one mother, who still thinks I'm being difficult. But I'm okay with that. Because I've been the girl forced into a dress and told to smile. And I refuse to do that to anyone else. So, am I the asshole? This story? It's not just about a wedding. It's about power and protection and choosing empathy in a moment when silence would have been easier. It's about how sometimes the smallest gesture, a few words, a single choice, can be a lifeline to someone who's drowning in expectations. To the bride who wrote this, you weren't just planning a wedding. You were building a bridge. One that said, you can be part of this family exactly as you are. To anyone listening, think back to when you were 15. Who made you feel safe? Who let you be yourself without punishment? And more importantly, who are you doing that for now? Leave a comment. Have you ever stood up for someone like this? Or wished someone had done it for you? This is the AITA Story Vault. Real stories, real dilemmas, real people trying to do what's right, even when it's hard. Thanks for listening. And if no one's told you this lately, your comfort matters too.